All right, all you warriors are showing up for G5 Men tonight. I love it. Look at you, ready to go. I wore my star sweatshirt tonight because I want all of you to know you're a star and you're shining bright. Let me first of all say happy Thanksgiving to you. And we are literally all over the globe. We got people on from Canada and all parts of the earth here. It's so great. We even got people on this call from Florida, which is pretty amazing. So I'm loving every minute of that. But I look at all your faces. You look so great. I hope you're ready to take some notes. It's going to be a fun night. This is probably going to be two parts. So we'll do the first part tonight and then we'll do the rest of it. Yeah. In 1912, when the Titanic sailed, everybody called it unsinkable. Imagine in 1912 when the Titanic sailed, the big ocean liner. Everybody called it unsinkable because they were using new technology. The technology was taken by the hulls of the ship to divide it into compartments. And in these compartments, there were many compartments, but rather than just being one, there were many compartments. So they thought because they did the compartments separated, that it would be unsinkable. But as you probably know by now, the Titanic sank. 1,522 people lost their lives in that tragedy. When the integrity of the hull was damaged, the ship was doomed. You got it. I want to speak to you tonight on integrity. It is amazing because the producer of the Titanic later said, the Titanic is a metaphor of life, for we're all on the Titanic. You are a Titanic, your life. Now, I want you to know tonight, when I talk to you about integrity, I want you to know that integrity is not perfection. Integrity doesn't mean you've never made a mistake. It doesn't mean you ever have a wrong thought. It doesn't mean that you sometimes don't take wrong turns. It doesn't mean that you don't make bad decisions. It doesn't mean that you always say the right thing. Integrity is not perfection. So I want us to get over that right now. But integrity is deciding to integrate my heart's values into my daily actions. I got to say that one more time. Integrity is deciding to integrate, to put into my life, to make it a part of my life, my heart's values into my daily actions. As I look at the faces on this Zoom call tonight, and I have such incredible men on this call, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, man. I know got some women that snuck on too. I got some emerging young men called sons. Many of you have got your sons on the call as well. Maybe your daughters are listening in as well. And I just want you to know, you don't slip into integrity. You don't just fall into integrity. You don't just happen into integrity. Nobody ever said, oops. I fell into integrity. No, I would say that if you've ever had integrity in your life at all, you fought for it. And I would venture to say that you observed the masses and did the opposite. As I look at on the faces on this call tonight, I've got men on this call tonight that honestly, you're so massive. I've got a man on this call tonight named Frank Miklas that I can't tell you how much I love him. He has been a man of honor and integrity. It's very important. I just want to let you know that God placed a huge value on it. And he still places huge value on it. Proverbs 28 verse 6 says, better is a poor man who walks with his integrity than he who is crooked, though he be rich. Wow. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being rich, and I'm not saying it's right to be poor. I'm not saying if you're rich, you have integrity. I'm not saying if you have poor. It's saying that it's better to have a good name above riches. Now, some of us on this call, we haven't lived long enough on this planet to understand, but all promotion and all open doors and all new opportunities and all next level living come because of integrity. Some of you would call it character. Character is not the only thing you need to get yourself into increase, but I want to tell you it's the only thing that can keep you there. Okay. So can I talk to you just for a second? Every man on this call right now has one major question tonight, right now. Who can I trust? Every one of us on this call needs somebody to trust. If I ask you right now to private message me and tell me people in your life that you don't trust, you tell me about people that has broken your trust. You tell me about a father, a friend, a brother, a business partner, somebody you dated, somebody you were married to. Somewhere in your life, somebody broke that trust. Let me give you a fancy word for trust. Moral authority. When you walk into any situation, it's the difference between somebody who has influence and somebody who has authority. Have you ever noticed that some people you're like, ooh, I like their style, I like their get up, I like their fit, I like their way, I love the way they speak. And then there are other people that walk in the room and their very presence in the room demands attention and authority. It's not because they're a dictator. It's because people that have influence, matter of fact, if you have enough followers in social media right now, they call you an influencer. You did nothing, but you got influence. Now, I'm not being mean. For all those with millions of followers, I'm proud of you. I'm so late to the social media game, I think I'm ahead. You'll get that later. Anyhow, let me tell you, I'm not against all that. But I want you men on this call tonight not to be men of just influence, but I want you to walk in authority. And authority is knowing who you are and knowing what you're not and being okay with it because you have integrity. Integrity defined, literally, it means wholeness. It means whole. Have you ever bought a box of candy and it was missing 2 or 3 pieces? Have you ever got an order of fries from McDonald's and it was like it was missing some fries? Have you ever got something and it was missing part and you went, whoa, I got taken advantage of? See, some of you right now, you think life has taken advantage of you. You and I don't even understand that right now the things that have been driving you nuts today are the thing that's shaping you to be full of integrity and honor. Because it's what you do when no one that is watching you. It's the decisions you make that matter most. 1 Chronicles 29:17 says, I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. Integrity is one of those things that makes God happy and makes God smile. It's so critical. So you're asking me, Tim, why does integrity matter? Why is it so important? Why is it that even, maybe I am the Titanic. Maybe I'm talking to somebody that has made a titanic mistake. You made a titanic mistake in your relationship. You made a titanic mistake in your children. You made a titanic mistake in your finances. You'd be on this call with me right now and tonight and you'd be going, Tim, I am the Titanic. And I don't want to be wreckage. When I realized in my life that my life and my decisions, I get emotional, were going to impact the people that I love so deeply, man, it changed my life. So here's what I can tell you. In this world right now that is so full of conflicting values, what are yours? What matters to you? Now, there's this popular belief going around right now. Can we talk about it for a second, man? And here's what it is. What I do in my private life is my own business. And it has no effect on my public actions. Now, men, we know. We're hearing this from all over the world. We're hearing it from leaders on all sides. And I just want you to know that you and I better understand that what goes on in our private world does impact our outward life. I used to read a book called How to Order Your Private World. The man that wrote the book that millions of people read later crashed and burned. Do you know why? One moment of not ordering your private world can destroy what you built your lifetime to build. We're not going to talk about it tonight. My friend Edgar asked me if I would do, and we will do, a lesson on accountability, and we will do that. And so what is integrity? Why is it important? And how do I live a life of integrity? Those are the questions we're going to come at. I'm not going to get all this done tonight, but let's talk about why it's important. Why is it important? Number one, I'm coming straight out of the chute for you. Is that all right, man? You can take it. I know you can. Number one is it pleases God. Integrity makes God smile. Now, you may say to me, well, I don't believe in God. Well, whether you believe in God or not doesn't change the fact that he is. There are some things that, whether you believe in it or not, you could come to me and say, well, I don't believe in gravity. Well, just jump off of a 50-story building and you will believe in gravity. Gravity. In your life, you and I have to understand that we need to live a life of integrity. Because God is absolute integrity. I want to make sure you get that. We need to live it because that's who God is. Now, see, some of you weren't raised in a home where a father ever sat you down and said, integrity is everything. My dad must have told me over and over again, son, a good name is above riches. And can I tell you, over and over in my life, I've seen that played out. Doors have opened. Opportunities have been given to me. Authority has been handed to me. Before I got on this call with you tonight, I was on another call. And my wife did that call with me for a different company. And I can tell you, a good name opened that door. It's called reputation. You see, if you have integrity, if you have honor, if people can trust you, if you have moral authority, it will open doors. The reason people do business with you right now, the reason you have your job, the reason that your family can be glued together and brought together is because you have integrity. There's nothing worse than watching a leader trying to lead a group of people that do not trust him or her. Trust. The Bible says that God is absolute truth. So my whole lifestyle is to be one of honesty and integrity. Proverbs 3:22 says, the Lord hates people with twisted hearts, but he delights in those who have integrity. You say, well, Tim, what does that actually mean? Have you ever known somebody with a twisted heart? Maybe you're in business with them. Maybe you were raised by them. Here's what I can tell you. They have no values. They have no morals. They kind of have a reprobate mind, which means they can't think a clear thought any longer. They're indecent. They're manipulative. They're double talkers. They completely stretch the truth. And you can see in your life where they look like they have love, they really have a heart full of hate. You know what I'm talking about. So he's going, don't have these twisted hearts. Do you know why? Because God hates deception, but he loves integrity and clarity. If you hang around me very much, a lot of times I'm saying things way deeper than people are hearing me. Because if you hang around me very much, I will tell you two things that will change your life. Every one of us men on this call tonight, if you can do this in your life, it will change your life. If you can simplify your life and clarify your life. See, if your words say one thing and your actions say another thing, I don't know. And the crazy thing, especially if you're a dad, it's more caught than it is taught. Now, I got a lot of men on the call that says, well, Tim, I'm learning all this now, but what do I do about yesterday? How do I go fix yesterday? We'll talk more about that, but let me just stop here for a minute and tell you, the number one thing you've got to do is go to the people you've hurt and say, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry I was untruthful. I'm sorry I was not clear. I ask you to forgive me. Yeah, but Tim, will they think less of me? It doesn't matter. Why are you worried about what they think of you? They already think about you. Now you're about to change what they think about you. I promise you, if you say you're sorry and begin to live and walk and be a different way, they will admire you. People do not expect perfection from you, but they do expect for you and I to be predictable, dependable, and defendable. We're getting ready to come together for Thanksgiving. There's going to be a lot of fighting. And right now you got to decide you're going to walk in integrity and you're not going to get down in the mud and do it. Blessed are the peacemakers. These are people that are full of integrity. Now, I'm not talking, when we get ready to go to battle, we better go to battle. We just had date night at the ranch. We did a triple header weekend. We had men and women at the ranch. And I talked to them about the movie, The Patriot, where Mel Gibson goes to his wife and he's feeling really, really guilty. And his wife says, you know what? You don't have anything to feel guilty for. You have nothing to feel guilty for. To which he said, remember the movie? He said, I did nothing. And that's why I feel guilty. Do not miss your moment in life, in business, in your family to do the right thing. The second reason is because it affects others. It just impacts other people's lives. It leaves a wake in your life. If you've ever been to a lake and drop a rock or a pebble in a lake, a pebble just is kind of, but boy, if you drop a big wake. So here's what I want you to know. You can either drop a wake of goodness, of something that builds, or something that tears down. Saturday night, my wife and I talked about relationships, and I talked about the 4 things that will build a relationship and 4 things that will destroy it. You and I have got to know those things because it's in that we realize that the people around you, whether you live with integrity or not, if you live with the lack of it, you're still going to have influence on people's lives. I personally have had people in my life, and I hate to admit this to you, that they lie so much and so often, it's actually the truth to them. They get to the point in their life that they cannot tell the difference between a truth and a lie. You don't want to get in that position in your life. So I want you to know the first place that you're going to impact people. You know me. The first person you got to lead is you. The second person you get to do is lead your family. And that's why I can tell you in Proverbs 20, verse 7, good people who live honest lives will be a blessing to their children. I get to lead myself. See, if you lie to you, that's the thing with a con artist. They first con themselves and then everybody else is easy. You got to live it. Matter of fact, you got to become it. So I'm not trying to make anybody feel guilty. My deal tonight, you know what my deal is tonight? I want to inspire you. I want to challenge you. I want to grab you by the helmet tonight and go, hey, come on. The world's telling us it's okay. Social media is telling us okay. I'm telling you, man, you get to build your house on a rock or you get to build it on the sand. You decide. You decide. And the whole world right now is trying to get us, you and I, to build our house on the sand. But when the storms come, they'll both be allowed to be built. And there are a lot of beautiful homes out there you see right now that cannot stand when the storm comes. It's going to be blown over. I don't think there's anything worse in this world than to get in business with somebody or get in a relationship with somebody only later to find out they don't have any willpower to stand when things go wrong. Man, let me tell you one of the things you'll know in your life when you're really winning. Are you ready? I want you to write this down. When pressure comes, instead of you getting angry and mad and out of control and you can't control your behavior, you actually calm down. Because you know where you're standing and you know what you're standing on. It's critical. I have a friend that I love dearly. His name is Paul Roberts, and he was out racing my son in the field at the ranch. We have a ranch in Orlando for those of you that are brand new. And our church is there and all of that, but don't let that scare you. But he was racing my son, and they had raced down this field, but it was raining that day. And my son was on a much faster machine. And but my friend Paul, he's a competitor, and he said, let's do it one more time. And so my son even gave him a head start. And he come flying down the field. The problem of it is, and all you men, you know before two men really get hurt, especially country men, you're going to hear them say, hey, watch this. And so anyhow, my son's flying, and he hits the brakes, and he can't stop it, and he rolls it and flips this machine in the air, and it comes down and lands on him and cracks his head open. And when I see him, his head is flayed back. And when he brought him to me, I could see the look in his eye. He was so afraid. And I just said, it's okay. Come over here. Let's get you cleaned up. Now, inside, men, I was going, daggone it. And we took him to the hospital, and he's great. You get around. He's got a scar, and all the girls think it's cute, so he's loving every minute of that. But we'll leave that where it is. So, if you have integrity, it is a wonderful heritage to have an honest father. An honest father. Can I tell you something? It's easy to impress the crowd. But it's hard to impact and influence those that are close to you. Do you know what I'm talking about? I've had men in my life that said, I'm with you. I'm gonna help you. And I turn around when the bombs start dropping and they're gone. Or when the work starts, they got one major gift. Do you know what that gift is? They know how to work around work. There has to come a time when the little boy sits down and the man stands up and says, watch this. There has to come a time when the little girl sits down and the lady stands up and says, watch this. It affects others. Are you known? Am I known to be a person of my word? I'm not trying to beat you up. Please don't think I am. I'm trying to talk to you. And we're not allowed to talk to each other anymore. We got to be so correct in everything we say that we can't even say the truth. So I want you to know the greatest joy of my life is when my wife looks at me and says, I really respect you for your integrity. Everything you promised that you could, you've delivered. So I want you to know that your integrity not only affects your family, but it affects society. I'm going to speak something to you right now. This is prophetically to you. Doors are about to open to you because other people don't have the integrity that people are waiting on. So you're going to get the business. You're going to get the money. You're going to get the promotion. If you want a promotion in life, By the way, all promotion is in the hands of God. It's not in your hands. And it's not even in your boss's hand. Now, you need to honor and respect. But let me tell you something. The promotion is going to come because he or she who is faithful in the little, I'm going to reward them with much. So the question is am I faithful? Proverbs 11:11 says, the influence of good people makes a great city, or makes a city great. Here's what I want you to know. If we raise a team and you have 30 people on your team and they have integrity, if you have 1,000 people on your team and they have integrity, you will get way more done. You'll get more doors open, more accomplished than somebody who people are constantly questioning. I talked to a leader this week, and you know what they said to me? Well, the person said they were going to show up, and they didn't show up. Leaders. I'm talking about leaders. I'm not talking about followers. This happened this week with leaders. Leaders that didn't show up. Leaders that called in and said, oh, you just take care of it. Guys, listen. There comes a time when you can hand the baton, but don't ever make them think that you're doing it because you don't want to do it. They've got to know the real reason you're doing it, because you've got integrity, is that I'm giving you a chance to lead and test yourself. Doing what is right is what makes a nation great. It absolutely. So it honors God and it pleases God. It makes God smile. It affects others. And I've got 2 minutes to tell you the last, because I want to tell you, I honor your time. Hear me right now. Those of us that are selfish on the call, which is just about all of us. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. Here's what I want you to know. I have to be light. It blesses me. When I have integrity, it blesses me. It makes life smoother. When I don't have to run around and worry what I said, guess what? I don't have all the anxiety. Proverbs 11, verse 5, verse 6 in the Message says, moral character makes for smooth traveling, and an evil life is a hard life. Character is the best insurance. Wow. Men, if you and I will work on this, I'm not talking about being perfect. Some of us have never even heard this. Matter of fact, I will never forget, I asked a bunch of people that worked inside of our ministry, what is the definition of integrity? What is the definition of character? And out of about 10 people that were in the meeting, every one of them had a different definition. Matter of fact, if you want your team to soar, if you want your family to soar, if you want your life to go to a whole nother place, let them know what the definition is. But more important, let them see what it is and watch how it blesses you. It will tell you, I promise you, these 3 things are going to happen in your life. You're going to get more done in less time. With integrity, it just makes it easier, because now I'm not questioning you. Have you ever watched a child who can't trust their parent? When the parent even says to them when they're getting ready to run out of the road, don't do it, the child doesn't listen. But when you have integrity, when you say don't do it, they stop. Wow. The second thing is it's going to open doors that no one else could ever believe possible. You're going to recruit people and you're going to get sales that other people don't have. Opportunity is going to come to you in such a different way. And here's what I'm going to tell you. It's going to cause the right people to come to you quicker. Oh, yeah. If you had somebody that worked on your car that you could trust, that had integrity, versus somebody you don't trust, who do you want working on your car? If there was somebody that had to take care of your wife and your children, would you want somebody that had integrity, or would you want somebody that's kind of shady? See, I know you, man. There's something in your heart that you love to provide and you love to protect. That's integrity. It's honor in your hearts. So, there's this scripture that says, an evil life is a hard life. Do y'all remember Madoff? You remember the big scam of money? I mean, it was millions and millions and millions. He fascinated me because he was a con artist. And people that don't have integrity, that think they're really smart, fascinate me. But do you remember he took his own life and he destroyed everything around him? All for what? All for what? I know integrity has a price, and I'm coming to a close, guys. But I would tell you that the lack of integrity has a greater cost. I just want to encourage you right now. In this world that's full of chaos and problems and challenges, I want you to know that God has been very clear on how he wants you and I to live. What is evil anyway? Evil is live spelled backwards. Anytime you don't live the way God made you to live, you don't live the way you were meant to be living, you don't become the person you were meant to become. And the Bible calls that an evil life. If you know to do good and you don't do it. Now, can I just tell you in closing, doing good is never easy. Doing the right thing in your dating, doing the right thing in your finances, doing the right thing in relationships, doing the right thing in anything in life, putting God first in your life, it's never easy. But I will tell you, the reward is incredible. Let me read that to you one more time. A good character is the best insurance. The best insurance policy in all the world is called integrity. Integrity. I can tell you, in your world right now, that the most significant people I know, the people that have impacted me the most, the people that have shaped me the most, were people of integrity, were people of honor, were people that were teachable, were people that were accountable, were people that, honestly, they were moral. And I tell you this, and you really need to hear me. In the health industry, in the health world, they will tell you that people that have integrity, that live with morals, they not only live a significant life, but they live a longer life. Do you know why? Wholeness. They're not at war with themselves. They know the best insurance is to do the right thing. Another one of the benefits of integrity is confidence. How's your confidence? Can you walk in any room? Can you talk to anybody? Not because you're arrogant, not because you've got more money, not because you think you have more success, but can you talk to them because you know your heart is full of honor and that you love them and that you're doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason in the right way. People who live with integrity have a firm footing, but those who follow the crooked paths will slip and fall. So, next month, we'll talk about how to live with integrity. So we're going to have a fun time on this journey. I hope tonight you feel challenged and inspired. I hope you don't feel judged or measured. I hope you feel no guilt. If you feel any of those things, it's not because I am giving that to you. It's because your own conscience is trying to condemn you, and I would tell you to tell it to shut up. And I would say, no, I'm going to replace this. If you want to break a habit, don't try to stop it. Replace it. Yeah. And you watch what happens. Have the most incredible Thanksgiving. Thanks for downloading the app. I am in a series right now on prayer that I want every one of you men to have so you can begin to pray over your home and over your family. It's kind of like basic instruction. It's kind of like the boot camp. And I literally I think there's 6 or 7 downloads on it. And I just want to encourage you to get it, because watch what happens. Hey, just one last word on integrity. I believe you can't have integrity if you're not grateful, if you're not thankful. Hey, this is the week of Thanksgiving. I'm going to ask every man on this call, most of you are already doing it, to just take a moment with your children and your family this week and your friends and just say, I just want you to know how grateful I am to God for the blessings that he's put in my life. And guys, we're going to step up. We're going to change the world. We're going to be a movement. I'm going to ask you one more time to invite 10 people. Just keep inviting, keep inviting. Most of you text me today. A lot of you text me today and said, hey, I've invited 10 tonight. Stay with it. We're going to change the earth together. I'm sorry I went over 7 minutes tonight, and I know how busy you are. I love you. I am understanding that be watching for an email, and you'll be finding out what's coming to you. And we may not have a call in December, but I probably am going to shoot a little video to just send out to you so you have it, and we'll lock and load. I want to say thank you tonight to Spencer, who works tirelessly behind the scenes, my daughter, who works tirelessly behind these scenes, my son, who helps, my wife, who is so powerful, and Josh for being a part of this too. So we love you, love you, love you, and we're going to change the world together. I love you, man. I hope you feel encouraged. Ladies, it's good to have you tonight. We're honored to have you as well. I see you on here. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, just kind of clap your hands a little bit. And let's go change the world. Love you guys. Rock and roll.